Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All Up in Your Wreath Business Podcast. I'm your host, Falon Lou, and today we have on Dereka with Derekas Designs.
Hi guys. Hi everybody.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you
Thank,
coming today.
thank you for
So,
asking.
yes, so Miss Dereka is a sewing attachment queen, as I call her, and she's also my favorite deco exchange coach over there for the no sew attachment.
Really?
Yes,
Yes, they're
yeah.
fun. Aren't they fun? They're
All the fun goodies. So I'm super excited to get a little bit in your brief business. As you guys come in, make sure you comment hello. All right, I see you guys. Hey, Miss Lisa Kellum. Hey, Matilda, you guys come on in. If you could, make sure you sprinkle this broadcast out to everyone in our community and let them know about the podcast. I would very much appreciate it. If you have any questions as well to ask Miss Dereka, place those in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer towards the end of the broadcast, you guys. So we about getting a little bit in your business. I always like to make people kind of
all
feel
right.
like
I am. I hope you got time. The time and the bleep button. There we go.
the bleep bleep.
Bleep, 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 bleep. Yeah, that's me. Okay.
So tell me a little bit about what you used to do before you got into the wreath world, into the community. Like, what was your day-to-day job, or what did you used to do per se?
I worked in telecom. I was a
Okay.
coordination installation for T1s, Ethernet, so that sort of thing, all the telecom internet provider. And it was very high stress, obviously.
Yeah.
And I started making wreaths just to have fun, just for some kind of outlet. And people at work, we had Relay for Life. So I was making small wreaths just to sell. And I was only shopping at the Hoblob because it's all I had. And then one day I just said, I need something different. And I just started making different things. So,
Awesome. So, what was the first thing that you made?
well, back in 2014, Raz came out with a witch butt. I mean,
Okay.
and it was an upside down witch butt with the legs sticking up. And that's kind of the idea of it. And I thought, I can make those. So I went to the Walmarts and I bought a $50 sewing machine. I thought, I
Oh,
can do
yeah.
I went to Hobby Lobby and bought fabrics that I thought would work. And I made a few. They were ugly. They were not good. So I started putting my own spin on things and I made the same witch butts, but with different fabrics and different styles. And I incorporated hats. And that was really the first thing was the witches. And I just started them. It was, Halloween-ish of 2014 is when I first started doing that. And mostly I made them for my own. But as I tell people, I would put my wreaths on Etsy and I would get messages saying, hey, I don't want that ugly wreath, but can I buy that attachment?
No, they didn't.
Can you make me a wig? Listen, I was not good. I know. It was 2014. It was a whole different generation back then.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
and some people have been with me ever since then, but I really decided to start making them. And then by the end of 2014, I was done with wreaths completely. I was done. I was just making attachments. And then
Awesome.
I had a private Facebook group. I got off of Etsy because, I got a private Facebook group and I would let wreath makers in. And I had like the core 100 of people wreath makers that just bought from me every single time I put something out. They all bought one, all of
Yeah.
them, or
Yeah.
multiple, because there was nothing else out there. Nobody
Right.
was making custom things like that. And it just grew from there. And next, in a year, I had 500 people in my group. And I just thought that was amazing.
Right.
It's just grown since then. So yeah.
That's
That's
really cool. That's really, really cool. Wow. So that's that started Derekas Designs. So did you have any type of sewing background before you started? Just
No, I never
self-taught?
in a million years thought I would ever.
Wow, that's amazing. Really cool. Really, really cool.
I just taught myself. I don't
Yeah.
use my own patterns. I've never bought a pattern. I mean, I just do it myself. I just figured it out. But we had a house fire. It didn't take the whole house, but this house was partially destroyed. And what I found myself in it was when I came home from work and there was smoke coming out the windows. It's one of those nightmare scenarios.
Yeah.
When they got there and they saved the house, but we had to gut everything. But I found myself every time I would leave work, I would have PTSD driving up my road. And
Wow.
for no reason. I was just terrified of what I was going to find, and it took me a long time to realize that the only way I'm going to battle that is just to stop, working really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had my other job, but PTSD is real when you have a traumatic event like that. And that was the only thing that just got me through it, really.
Yeah.
Because it's just a terrible thing to go through. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it is.
so I quit my job December 28th of 2014, and I just started working on attachments. I worked up in my loft upstairs, and we just kept going.
Kept going. That's
I
pretty cool though.
literally worked. I got up in the morning, took a shower, ate something, went upstairs, came back down around dinner time, and I mean every single day for the last 7 years.
Wow. That's cool, man. Just going for it, not giving it much thought, just doing it. Just
I was
do it.
I was in a position where I could.
Yeah.
Not everybody can. Not everybody can do that financially and stuff.
Right,
because
right,
A lot
yeah.
goes into it. But I
Yeah.
was in a position that I could.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, what kind of major business pivot into the teaching aspect of it?
COVID.
Okay, gotcha.
In 2020, I mean, nobody was spending money.
Yeah.
Attachments were a luxury thing. Yes, there were some people buying them, but it wasn't like it was before.
Yeah.
So at the end of 2020, I'm like, well, we need to do something or this is done, My kids worked for me at the time too. So I said, let's just start a wreath attachment group and I can teach people to make them. I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never had a group like that before. I never taught anything before. And I just started it. I thought if we get 10 people, I mean, it's great. We'll have fun. And we've had it ever since. So, and then that was my sewing, it was basically a sewing group.
Yeah.
And then when the no-sew thing came in, when Damon just like sidelined me and just threw me out there, no warning whatsoever. And I started the no-sew thing, which I'd never done before. Never done it before, but I'm going to try it. Right.
Yeah.
And it's just amazed me how many people love it. They love it. They think it's great. So now I've incorporated no sewing into sewing, and it's just a lot of fun. So, but I don't think I ever would have done no sew, like full attachment no sew. Like, so I do pieces of it that were no sew, like hats, but I never the whole attachment. So it's fun learning that and figuring out how to do it. It's not it's not as easy. So yeah. So that was it. And that was March of last year, 2021. So it all kind of just
I think people love the no-sew so much because when you hear about sewing and we're not like a seamstress, we just get nervous. Right. We get so nervous, like, oh my God, it's gonna be a lot of work. And we'll talk ourselves out of it. But the no-sew, it's like, oh wow. And we sit there and watch you guys create it.
Yeah. Well, I have the funny story about Damon, because I know everybody loves to hear. They always ask me how to meet up. Well, I've known Damon for years, right? But Damon and I are the type of people where we're very good in our little area. We don't have to be out there all the time. So we were friends, but it's not like we were, hanging out on the weekends kind of things.
Yeah.
And I think we always just had mutual respect for each other. We're both business people. And so I have my WAM group, which is my attachment group. And one day Damon Oates has joined.
Like, what are you doing, Damon?
I messaged him. I said, do you have any idea what you just signed up for? I'm not teaching you to sew.
Right.
I'm not teaching you to sew. Where's Kathy? Where's Kathy to teach you to sew? And he's like, no. He says, I didn't realize you had your own wreath attachment making group. He says, I think it's great. And then I know it was just because a month later he was going to ask me to make attachments.
I was setting you up.
He had an agenda. I fell in it. No, but I love it. I think it's hilarious. Every time I tell that story, I'm just like, So I started making them for creative coaching, and then I got invited to the workshops, and then I made things for all the coaches who are a hoot to make
Yeah.
all together. And it's just people look forward to that part of the workshops now. They love
Yes.
coach separately, but when you get all 6 of us at the table, like a bunch of
I
kids.
love it. Yes. I love it that they make it seem like a challenge too. Like mine's gonna be better than yours.
Exactly.
And it really pushes their creativity too, right? So
100%.
they think of all different color combinations and stuff that we
Mhm.
wouldn't think of. And it's really a fun time. It's really fun.
It's
So
fun.
tell me a little bit more about your WAM group, your subscription group. And is it like a subscription? I think I've seen you do kits too with the
Okay.
like everything you need to make with it.
Okay. So we have lots. We have lots going on. So it's great because we have more coming out in 2023 that we're just working on. But okay, so here's my deal. When you make something that is handmade, you can only make as much as you can physically make. You limit yourself to the amount of money you can make physically by how many you can make and sell, right?
Right.
You're maxed out unless you have a sweatshop, which I wish I did. But I mean, that's it. So in order to pivot the business and make the business grow, we created a No-Sew Kit Club, which is a subscription where I send a kit out. It's a beginner's kit to people with everything they need, the pattern, the fabrics, the trims, all the things. That's the subscription. And then the WAM group, which is Wreath Attachments and More, is my sewing attachment. Like they're the advanced attachments. They're the ones people who either want to start an attachment business. We do a lot of business in there.
Okay.
I'm not saying I know everything about it, but I've done pretty good, you know? Yeah. And of course we do the no-sews and we do all that stuff. And that is like my core group of attachment makers. The Kit Club is just for fun, but we're also starting another subscription. And I really haven't put this out there much. The WAM group knows about it, but we're going to be doing a Wreath Attachment Designer Box in 2023, which we will make the attachment and items to go with it, not ribbon and stuff, because I'm not about that life. But like picks and things like that. We handmade stuff. So you can subscribe to a box that comes with the attachment and things that coordinate with it. So every month,
Oh, that's pretty neat.
We're working on and here's the reason: I can't make 300 attachments anymore a month. Like it's killing. We have no time. We don't sleep. I don't get to go anywhere. I don't do it. And this past year has made me realize that I'm working my behind off, and I'm not making any more money because I can only make so many items to sell.
Right. That's right.
I put stuff on Etsy. I have to turn off Etsy 3 days later. It's just insane with the amount of orders that come in. So I'm like, we get no breaks. We get no leisure, or we get really behind, one or the other. So it's this is a way for us to make. So basically the store, Derekas Designs, is probably going to fade away. We're going to have the designer box with ready-made attachments for each season with things that coordinate and all whatever we want to put in it. We haven't really gotten that far yet. And we'll make a set amount, and anything that's left over, then we'll sell that. But I'm hoping that will allow us, because at the beginning of the month we can make this many and then start working on the next month, that sort of thing.
Right.
When you wake up in the morning, I would wake up and somebody would go live. Like say one of the big designers would go live and use my attachment.
There you go.
50 orders, and I'm like, oh my God. And these are handmade items. When Damon posted that spider video back in 2018, I got a message. Hey, Dereka, by the way, we're trying this new thing with this video and tutorial thing, and I'm going to use one of your spiders. Okay, great. 300 orders later. People were coming for my life for these things, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I'm just too old. I want to enjoy what I've worked for 7 years, a little bit, a little bit of time. I have a pool. I bought a whole house over there with a pool for my dogs, and I don't get to go enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to make it work better. And as you are as you're in business and you're working on your business, these are the things you need to think about in the future. you can be successful in a wreathing community. You just have to put the work in and just sell yourself all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very true. Very true. I think that's some amazing advice. So the WHAM group is open. Is it open all the time? They can just join that. Okay, awesome, awesome, cool.
Yeah.
You guys definitely go and check that out, and then also be looking forward to subscriptions and purchase those kits. That I love that the kits are already. I don't have to search for the no sew stuff.
Right. And you get the patterns. You also get the patterns, which to me the patterns are worth way more than the kits.
Yeah.
The pattern with a tutorial, which you get both every month. You don't have to make it right now, but maybe one day you'll want to make it. You know what I mean? Like
right.
That's stuff you just put into your little box of tricks that you can do in the future. And that's what I try to teach my WHAM students too. Say you don't want to make whatever we're making this month, sugar plum fairies. You have it though. Right. So in the future, you can refer back to it. Like those patterns are valuable.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's money. It's money.
Whether you sell it, put it in a wreath, or make them for other people, they're valuable. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we know what you have coming up is the subscription box for next year. Do you have any other events or anything else you have?
But I'm going to, like, for this year.
Involved in anything else coming up?
Well, you got to talk to Candy about that, because she's kind of thrown me in the seasons of the South.
Seasons of the South, yeah.
What's going on there? No, you guys, I've been friends with Candy since I very first started. She was one of my core 100, and I will always support them. It doesn't matter. Like all they have to do is say, "Hey, we need this," and boom, it's done. So there are a lot of people out there that, we don't talk every day. We're not like besties or anything, but she can come to me, and I know I can always come to her and Jen and Megan, of course, for anything, whatever they need for their events and stuff. Tammy and Mel are doing their event in October.
Yeah.
I'm just going to support them. They're just like, hey, come out, just be there. And I will do that, as long as I can.
Yes. Well, that's super cool. And I know, like, I saw them at Crafters Convention. They were showing your booth, and then they showed it after. And it was not a thing left. And I already knew that. I was like, it's gone. It was gone. It was gone. So if y'all see it at Seasons of the South, get it.
Oh no, I'm not a vendor at Seasons of the South.
Oh, okay. You just don't.
I used to. The past couple of times I brought just a few things, but this time we'll probably be doing a make and take.
Oh, wow.
And then I have some things to put in the gift bags. So,
Oh, wow. That's pretty good, you guys. All right. Yes,
Yeah, I can't come up with. See, that's my issue again.
Yeah, you got to make a lot of stuff for them.
Make a bunch of stuff in 3 weeks to take up to sell it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't. But I will absolutely come and support the girls. And if they need me to do a make and take, I will. If not, then I'll just come and support them. I don't I don't have like those weird, hard feelings if I'm not chosen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, definitely. They need to do what's best for their event.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And if it turns out that they have enough things going on, then I'm all for it. I mean, I'm great.
Yeah, just relax.
No, I'm not doing anything at their event, but I'm going to go and I'm going to support them. And
Absolutely. I love them. They're very genuine. Her, Jen, and Megan, very genuine, very down home, nice people. Yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So we know what you have coming up. You guys check out the subscription box. Mm-hmm. Is there something that you would tell a new business owner starting out? Like, what type of advice would you tell them going forward? Someone just starting.
Get someone get a coach. If you can't pay for them, try to find somebody that's doing what you do that is willing to. They don't have to run your business for you, but somebody that you can ask questions to that isn't going to, shun you away. Join a group where business is involved, maybe with creating. Like my WAM group, we do business all the time. Now, I'm not a wreath maker.
Yeah.
I'm not an Etsy pro. I turn off Etsy. I'm on vacation on Etsy, right? I just don't, I don't need it.
Yeah.
So I'm not the person to go to for Etsy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There are a lot of coaches out there, and you don't have to pay a lot of money for coaching up front until you understand what's going on. A lot of people make mistakes in the very beginning, and it's sad. You want to be able to explain to them why what they're doing is going to hurt them more than help them. But I guess my biggest thing, and Palan, we talked about this, is that you have to stick with it.
Yeah.
If you think that you can go and buy a designer box of ribbon and a $75 wreath attachment and sell $300 wreaths all day, oh, honey, it's not going to happen.
Right.
You don't have to follow that. Following the 7 to 8 years that you put in and build up that following, that's what gets you $300 and $400 and $500 wreaths.
That's right. That's true.
It does not matter. You can spend all the money you want on supplies. If you don't have the following to buy that, it's just going to go sit in your room. You got to work it. You got to get out there and sell it. You got to sell yourself. You got to meet people in the community. It doesn't mean you have to go to events, but you have to put yourself out there.
Right.
And
right.
And try to not take, I don't mean take sides, but try not to just streamline yourself in with one group. Like you
That's
look
right.
at me, I'm all over the dang place.
Yeah.
I'm friends with people in all the different groups all over. And there's some groups that I don't have anything to do with.
Yeah.
And that's okay though, because I don't have to be friends with everybody, but
Yeah.
I'm not just in one group. I don't just concentrate in one group. And the people that I have talked to over the years and kind of mentored over the years, that is what I try to get. And I see them now and they're doing things all over the place. Like they're all,
yeah.
And reaping the benefits of all the different places and friendships that they're making. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I do that naturally. I'm the person that talks to strangers sitting down.
I just think if you pigeonhole yourself into one group,
yeah.
Nobody gets to see you. You become like that third, fourth, fifth wheel. You don't get to shine by yourself. And you're not going to do a business if you don't shine by yourself.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. Unless your business partners are willing to push you out there and let you shine by yourself. You can't grow a business with partners before you have a business of your own. Let's put it that way. You need to concentrate on yourself.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And get your taxes and stuff. Do all that stuff right at first. Just go ahead and do it. Learn how to do basic bookkeeping. It's not hard, especially when you're not selling that much. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's very, it's just another thing to learn. I was born and raised in San Diego. So I had a small business out there, a little deli, and I learned bookkeeping real quick.
Oh yeah.
So, I've just always carried that with me, on how to make sure your business, profit loss, all that stuff. Now I'm not a pro, but I managed to incorporate all that into this business.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm like I said, I'm doing pretty good. I pay my taxes every year. I'm not doing anything underhanded. So,
Yeah. That's very true though. I think we just get scared at the thought of it, but that's very good advice to.
You just have to remember every single time you make a wreath, 15% of that goes to Uncle Sam. It just does.
It just does. That's right.
There's nothing you can do about it. Take that 15%, put it in a tax savings account because they're going to come for it one day.
They are.
Hopefully you have the write-offs that can help offset some of it, so it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But you have to know 15% of your income is going. That's just, if you worked at a regular job and you got a paycheck every week, they'd be taking out taxes. So why wouldn't you expect to pay taxes on your business, hobby, whatever you want to call it? Same thing. Just because you don't paycheck. I don't understand those mindsets like that. I'm like, nope. Pay your taxes. We have a ton of student loans to pay off in this country, so pay your taxes.
Right, that's true. And keep your receipts.
Oh my gosh. Keep your dang receipt.
Every single time.
Even if you don't know, give the shoebox to your accountant and let him go through and tell you.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Perfect.
like you. And my other piece of advice, and this rubs people the wrong way, and I totally understand it. Don't do trademark copyrighted things. I know,
Yes.
girl, you can make some money. You can make some dang money selling trademark and copyrighted things.
Oh yeah.
Honey, they come and get it.
Yeah.
They will come and get it. They will come and get it. So it might seem like quick, easy money. Y'all, if you don't know, I was sued by Dr. Seuss.
What?
3 months into my business in 2014.
Wow.
Yeah. I had no idea. I didn't even know what that stuff meant. I didn't have business back then. I was just doing this. I sold Grinch items.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came after me like guns a-blazing. So I am the one person in this community who can speak from experience.
Yeah.
They will come to you. And Mrs. Seuss is driving a nice new Cadillac because of me, I'm sure.
Wow.
So, or back then.
Yeah.
Don't do it. If you cannot run your business not using trademarked or copyrighted items, that's not your business.
Right. That's true. There's
copying. There's a copy in that word.
Yeah.
Copying somebody else's business and you're riding on their coattails and you're taking. So people hate that. They absolutely hate it when someone says not, about doing trademark, copyright, whatever.
Yeah, they hate to hear it, but I see it a lot. I see it a lot.
You can make a lot of money. I could have retired making those Grinch legs. I made that first year. I just started this business with that dang $50 sewing machine. I made over $20,000 in 1 month.
No wonder why they came looking for you.
And they came for me, and they took it away. So don't give me your sob story about, well, I can't sell anything unless I put the Grinch on it or something stupid like that.
Don't do it.
And if you can't come up with your own concept and your own ideas and your own design, then you're in the wrong field.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a wreath or a cup makers or sign makers or any of that stuff, if you can't come up with your own, t-shirts, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm black and white with it. There is no gray area. It's black and white.
Yeah.
When they come for you, they come for you. I was on a first name basis with their lawyer for a while.
Wow.
I didn't know what was going on. I mean, I really didn't. I had never heard of it before.
Yeah.
But that didn't matter. They weren't, oh, you didn't know? Oh, okay. Well, we'll just let you keep all that money you stole from us. No, they came and got their money. They didn't care that I didn't know. I didn't know was not an excuse. I didn't know was not good enough. They still got their money.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's
and another thing, the first year I was in business, that Christmas, after I made that first witch, I started making Christmas butts. I had like the snowman, the Santa, the reindeer, all the cute things. Yeah. Every single design I made was stolen by a very huge manufacturing company and sold out of China. So people that next season were buying all my attachments from China. So
did you sue them, girl?
I wasn't even in business 6 months when all this happened. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Most people would have like fallen off and been like, I'm done. But I'm like, man, I can have those designs. I'm making better.
Right.
I'm doing new things by now.
Yeah, that's true.
I literally, you could buy them off of this webpage and it's my pattern. The pictures they used on the webpage were my pictures. Like they took all of it and I just let them have it. I'm like, you know what? And that's another thing when you're in this community, don't be afraid of somebody copying you.
Oh, yes.
Just move on.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless they're taking money out of your kid's mouth or your food out of your kid's mouth, you know what I mean? Like, make better because this community is based on people showing each other kind of what we do and how we do it. And now that I'm with the creative coaches, I see the value of it. We didn't have any of that back then.
Yeah.
Back then, It was a wild, wild west, man. You protected what you own. You
Yes.
protected it. So, but nowadays, if you are in a group and you post something and you get all uppity because somebody made something similar,
Yeah.
get over it.
Yeah.
You can't copyright or trademark a craft.
Right.
It's really
That's true.
hard.
That's
Really
true.
hard. You can, but
It's
I
gonna be
mean,
hard. Yeah, it's
really hard. So I've
Yeah.
never copyrighted or trademarked anything. If somebody wants to steal something, they just have to deal with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll either be nice or I won't be nice. It doesn't really matter to me. But you shouldn't run your business on that. I mean,
That's
God,
right.
you have to copy and steal from other people. It's not a business. It just shows your true colors. And 9 times out of 10, they say, "Oh, well, I saw it on Pinterest." Okay, great. So don't do it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you know more, you do better.
That's
So
right. That's right.
better, you do, whatever that saying is. Where's Oprah? She around here? Anyway, you know better, you do better. That's
Better,
it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Anyway. So those are my initial, just got my business started, should have quit and run away screaming, but I
Yeah.
didn't. I kept going. 7 years later, I'm still making attachments, guys. I haven't gone over to fake bakes. I haven't started on Tumblr. T-shirts. I bought a kit. I still don't know how to use it. I'm still making attachments. If you want a successful business,
Yes.
do what you do best. One wreath making for me. Found out that real quick, but attachments, I got this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you got to keep at it. You can't just make 1 or 2 a month and think that you're a wreath maker or have a business. You're a wreath maker, yes. You're a hobbyist, yes, but you don't have a business.
That's right.
And you need to decide which side of that fence you want to be on. And it's scary to jump over to the business side, but you can. You can be very successful here. You absolutely can.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. You dropping so many gems, you guys. I know I love when people come on the show and drop some gems.
I mean, I've made mistakes. And I've been, and there's very few people in this community who really have been through it publicly. You know, a lot of people have been through it, but they haven't talked about it. They're ashamed or whatever. I will talk about it because I was a dumb butt. And I didn't know, but that didn't mean wasn't accountable just because I didn't know. That is not an excuse, you know. So you knew. Oh, well, thank you, Sherelle. Listen, I can only be me, and I don't mince words. I just say things as I say things and as they happen. And for a lot of the people who know me personally know that, you know, I can be a little overzealous and speak over people, but it's only because I have the experience to back it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, you want to sell me a truck, you can talk all day long. I don't know anything about that, but you want to talk about a business and creating a business from scratch with no knowledge, I can do that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Any day.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm still learning though. So I love it.
I've even noticed that in some of the workshops, like when you guys are just hanging out and you drop some gems sometimes too on there. I'm like, I can tell Dereka knows what she's talking about.
No idea what I've learned from those coaches just sitting there. I have learned. I would never have started the WHAM group. And I mean the subscription group, the Kit Club.
Oh yeah.
Them. Because I didn't think I could make it profitable. And, you know, it's a lot of work for a little profit. And I learned from them. If you could be a fly on the wall and really listen to what Jackie and Tammy and Mel and Damon and Jordan, well, Jordan and me are kind of the same. Like, we're just like, we're just going to sit back over here and just listen. We're kind of the same in that way. But those guys are like business every day, all day, mastermind, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you just pick up, you hear little things. You're like, oh, yeah. Ooh, oh, yeah. You know, I have learned so much literally just from sitting in the room with them. Well, in the warehouse with them for a weekend. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's very important to, you know, get together. Like, that's the whole concept of those masterminds, is to get together, you know, with people in your industry, because you just learn so many nuggets from each other and bounce off ideas and all sorts of things. So definitely, if you're not invited to a mastermind or something, go to these events, get out there, put your name out there, like she said, get into the community. Definitely perfect your craft, learn new things, get in a group. You want to start something out. These people have done it, and they've done it before us, and they've come and they've paved the way. So you're thinking about making attachments and you want to get into business, I would recommend you go and check out Dereka's Wham. Get in there. She drops so much jewels, you guys. It's more than just the attachments. She's teaching you some business aspects of it also, and it's directly niche down to your niche. So if you want to get in that type of thing, definitely check her out. If you want to get some more pre-made items, get in the Kit Club, so that you can just put those together and check out the subscriptions for next year. Like she said, you'll have those patterns, to go back to 10 years from now. Absolutely. Like, I got a sugar plum fair. Let me pull out my pattern. My mom was the seamstress. She still has her patterns, okay?
Yeah.
So,
it's if you have that talent, why not use it? And I did not know how to sew.
Yeah.
Like what I'm making is 2 pieces of fabric sewn together and stuffed with polyfill. It is not difficult. We don't do like McCall's and Simplicity.
Yeah.
No. And you can ask anybody.
That's what begin me. Because I'll be like, what?
I hand draw everything. So it's just like, here, cut this out and sew it together. That's it.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's pretty fun. We do a lot, and I enjoy the teaching part. I've gotten on many stages now and taught people, or done make and takes, and taught the no-sew stuff to 300-400 people in a room, and it's a lot of fun. It's crazy, but it's fun.
Yeah. So that's cool. So Matilda says her first sewing is when she joined Wham. Oh, awesome.
A lot of people bought sewing machines when they joined. Now, are they perfect? No, but you know what? These wreath attachments are disposable. People don't like to hear that, but you don't want your customer to keep a wreath for 10 years.
You want to come back next season.
If you're making an attachment and you're making it so elaborate that they're going to keep it forever, well, then what good are you doing?
Yeah.
What I'm saying. It's like you want them to come back. You want them to come every season, and then you want them to update when it gets faded or falls apart or whatever. You want them to keep coming back. So we're not making heirlooms here. We're making inexpensive felt-based wreath attachments, and you definitely want to. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you make a product that lasts forever, like you just killed your business.
You did.
Why?
I was just saying this about the, people get nervous about mailbox swags and cemetery saddles and combs and stuff like that. What about it? How it's going to do in the weather? It's like, look, just spray some Scotch Guard on it and hope they come back in 3 months and get something else. You know what I mean?
No, that's what
we're in business for.
Listen, I'm in the South. We do what's that? Decoration
Day. That's right.
Year. They put new flowers. They go to Walmart. They buy one of those cheap arrangements. Yeah. Walmart or whatever, and they go and they put it twice a year. They're buying new flowers because they know those flowers are going to fade and be gross.
That's right.
There's no problem buying new arrangement to put out on the tombstones twice a year.
Yeah.
You can make a living and never have to. You can make those arrangements forever.
Every day. That's it. And now they've gotten so elaborate at our cemeteries, they go to the florist and get them because they see someone else's grave looks better than mine, so they're not going to Walmart no more.
Yeah.
So it really is a big thing, down south, the decoration days and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a big thing. So that's what I was telling them, just, don't worry about the fading. You want it to fade.
Yes. Okay? But you got to find your niche. You mentioned niche earlier. If you're going to be in this business and you seriously want to be in a crafting, work from home, being able to quit your 9-to-5 one day kind of business, you have to be all in.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get here because I sold a couple attachments. Literally, breakfast to after dinner. Yeah. Every day in my craft room working, every day putting stuff out, selling things, selling myself, and then having to change my business 3 or 4 times over the years to fit the new, because things weren't the same.
Stuff changed. Yeah, that's right.
So my attachments haven't changed. My what I'm doing hasn't changed, but how I present it. All the media stuff, Reels and Pinterest and TikTok and all that stuff's crazy. So
Yeah.
my page is Dereka's Designs, Karen.
Yes, Derekas Designs. It's her
And
page.
well, my left is Palon, but maybe your left is me. I don't know. So Palon is Mood Makers. I'm Dereka, derekasdesigns.com.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. So if you're new here, I do a podcast. It's called All Up in Your Wreath Business. This is what you're watching. And I come on every Sunday, just about every Sunday, with someone in our Wreath community and who has been successful. So I like to interview them and find out how they started their business and the advice they like to give. And we just like to commune and get to know everyone in our community. So make sure you come back and join us every single Sunday here. And it is at Mood Makers Home Decor. And so this is our guest today. She is Dereka with Derekas Designs, and she's also a coach at Deco Exchange. And she does have her own subscription group that we're speaking about right now. So make sure you follow her as well. Hey, Miss Anita.
And go back and watch the past podcast, because you never know who might have a group out there that you would be very, because if you're in a group with somebody and you don't click with that person, I can't promise you that, especially a paid group.
Yeah.
You not ever really click with that person. Go out and look, and there might be somebody out there that you're like, oh, like I get this person.
Yeah, that's my people.
And go into their group and just see if it's all about feelings. It's all about emotion, especially if you do hire a coach, a business coach, test out a few.
Yeah.
Don't just jump on the first one. See how needy you are. If you're really needy, you're going to need someone that's going to hold your hand. If you're the type that can do the work on the computer and not be needy about it, then just find a coach that has plans that you can follow on the computer. So you need to figure out what works for you, with how you are, how your personality is. Like I am not a hand holder, but I have no problem explaining to people how things work.
Yeah.
But don't be calling me at 2 a.m. because you can't get your pictures uploaded. That's not going to happen. That will not make me happy.
Yeah.
People do it, and it's just like, okay, well, listen, I know we're friends online, but I mean, we're friends in person, and this has to be a business thing during business hours. So,
Yeah. It's true too. It's very true. So absolutely love that. You gave us some great information today. So we'll be looking forward to checking you out for 2023 with the subscription group. And I thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. And I really appreciate you doing this for the community. One day we will look back on all these and wonder why our hair was like that. Like what?
Right. And what?
Why was I wearing that shirt? What did I? Lip gloss. Come on, lip gloss. Something.
Yes. Now that is very true. Very, very true. And also, so all the podcasts are also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So you can go back and listen to the audio version, or you can scroll the Facebook version at Mood Makers Home Decor. Next week, you guys, we will be having Miss Sandra Gregory on. Not next week, because next week is Labor Day weekend. I'm sorry. So September the 11th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be back with Sandra Gregory. She is with General Wholesale. So I'm super excited to interview her. And yes, and getting her wreath business, y'all. So we'll be on episode 21, y'all. It's every week. We're doing it. But thank you so much for coming on, Dereka. You have an awesome weekend, you guys.
You too. Thanks,
We'll
guys.
see y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.